So today we're going to be talking about X dates. So we're first going to talk about how to add multiple X dates to a contact, as well as setting up your X date automation and how you can make any edits to that. So first what we're going to do, and you don't have to be logged in as an agent or an admin. I recommend doing it as an admin. That way it's set up for everybody that has a license. So first let's go into here and we'll go into contacts. So we're going to start off here in contacts. Let's just say we're going to add a new contact first. So you'll fill out everything here, and then you can just go to X dates and click add new. And then you'll also have the opportunity to put a line of business. So let's just put this on the 12th, and you can see here that you can add as many as you want. You can also add multiple lines of business within one X date. So if they do have a couple that are both having the same X date, you can do that as well. So let me select June 1st, and then I'll put BOP here. And then you'll just click, once you have everything else filled out, you can just click save. Perfect. I'll put testing 7 here, and then just create new. Perfect, click save. Oh.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey.
While you're doing that, I've got a quick question. Can you just put a contact in there, like, say one of your vendors, or should you just use this CRM only for leads and clients?
Well, you could put them in here as well. You said this is for lenders, so this is going to be like referrals or anything like along those lines?
Like a vendor, like my Safe Auto.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see why not. Especially if you're going to be doing your emailing from in here, your tasks, to-dos, all of that. It makes sense to have
add a status and make it like vendor or something like that.
So you could just put other if you wanted to do that. And then down here at description, you could put.
Oh, I gotcha.
You also, what you can do is up here where you see tags, you could just make a tag that says vendor.
Okay.
I'm just going to click create. Share this with somebody. I'll click create here. I don't know why that didn't take. And then the vendor will be added. What's even cool about this is you can go in here and you can actually sort based off of tags. So you could sort for just the vendors that you're looking for.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't see tags here, you'll just have to go to select table column and go down to tags and then select tags.
All right.
So now let's go into engagement. Let me shut our chat and then we'll go into automation. So I'm going to click create here. I'll scroll down to X dates and click get started. Of course, you can just click start if you want to do that. But if you want to kind of look at everything that's going to be running in the background, I recommend just clicking get started. We have these 2 workflows selected. If you wanted to also throw in text or email reminders for yourself or even voicemail drop, you can just select them here. You can decide on who you want it to go to. So all, active, inactive, and we recommend all. And then you can decide how many days prior you want this to start. And then I'll just click begin. And then we're going to go through all of these. So we have 6 stages. I think at stage 3 is the first task that's telling you to call the contact. But you'll have all of these in your system automatically with the pictures. The tags are going to be, they've been pre-vetted, so they're going to work as well. So you don't have to worry about that. And then, as you know, once you see everything and you're okay with everything, you can just go to the top of this page here. Click next. This is going to be like a synopsis of everything that you just set up, the workflow modes, all the different stages, when they're going to go out, if it's going to skip the weekend, and then also who it's going to be set up for. So this is why I recommend doing this as an admin. So that way the rest of people on your team don't have to worry about it. You can just set it up, in just a few clicks for everybody. If you want to have a notification turned on, I recommend starting with it on. So this way everybody will get an email 3 days before the first stage has gone out. If some people don't like it or if it ends up being too much, you can always just come in and edit it. I just think it's nice at first to have that extra notification knowing that what you set up is working. And then you can just click start. If you do want to come back, let's say you're working on it and you want to make more edits, you can just click save as draft. And now let's say you log back into the system. If you want to get to your drafts, and this is true for everything in engagement, all of your drafts will be under analytics here. So once this page loads, there'll be a, hopefully, I don't know, this page does not like to load when I'm sharing my screen. 1 second. Okay. So right here, this will be the paused drafts and if you have any running. So that is all I have today for X dates. Do we have any questions?
Amanda, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
On the X dates, if I put the automation in, if I'm connected with integrated with NowCerts, my AMS, will it automatically trigger from NowCerts or does it have to be in?
No, it'll pull. So with the X dates will pull over and then it'll trigger.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Let me find out about the other AMS systems. 1 second. Alrighty, let me find out about all the other AMSs just to see how the integration works. What other questions do we have?
I'll probably save my questions. I think you and I have some time this afternoon. So.
Okay.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, how's it going, Paul?
All right. Hey, yeah, I've got a few things. So I've been working on Pipeline Manager. So a lot of that has to do with the, getting comfortable with it. First thing, more of it's speaking of integration. I'm noticing in Pipeline Manager, when you start the intake form, if you're downloading documents into the intake form, and then you go to the main page or the overview page of the prospect, there, if you click on the documents there, the documents, there's two separate spots for documents. They're not together. I mean, can we fix that, or is there a way to merge those? So wherever I go, when I click on a field of documents, I'm not searching for the documents I've already downloaded.
Let me see. Let me go in here and let's pull this up. Okay, so you're saying in contacts, if there's a way to see, have them both show up.
Well, I just find it strange that the documents are not integrated with each other. So there's two separate fields inside of one contact. So depending on where you load your documents, you have to search for them. So, I mean, eventually, I guess I will, I'll be working out of the intake form, but there are, I have been realizing there are times where I need to get out of the Pipeline Manager or out of the deal card and go into the contact itself. So then I have to go back into the deal card and go into the intake form in order to find the documents that
you put into the, I see that you put into the intake form itself.
Right. So
okay.
the intake form documents are not in the documents field inside of the contact.
Yes. Let me see if we can change some settings on that. I do know why we have this document tab here separate from like files. If you've added a file, is because these documents can be visible on the app to your customers. So just to make sure that there's no confusion or you're not accidentally showing, forms.
Okay.
That's why we have those separate. I know that doesn't totally answer your question about the files being.
No, I mean, it does. I mean, so, and I didn't know, so maybe that it maybe perfectly answers it. So if those, so in the contact with documents, if you, because I'm not sharing my InsuredMine with my clients. So,
Yeah. So
I mean,
yes,
are there clients that are using that? Do you have agents that are turning people onto that and they're using it?
yeah, with the app especially, so that way they can have the forms that they need, whether that be just proof of insurance or anything like that. You can have them in here so that you can see them. And then if you have this visibility here, then if this will just be a toggle switch, and then they can access it on their end in the app, or if they go to the customer portal online.
Okay. I'll definitely have to come back to that one.
Yeah.
And in the same vein here, birthday fields. I still haven't started the automation with birthdays.
Okay.
You can put birthdays in the intake, or you can put birthdays into the contact. If there is a birthday, so if I'm working, so now when I'm collecting new data on prospects or clients, I'm putting the birth dates into the intake form. So is that going to be enough, or do I have to go into the contact and add the birthday field in there too? So am I double adding the birthday in order for it to find a birthday when I set up an automation?
It should automatically, depending on when you're working in your forms, if you have the settings here for contact update, then when they put in their birthday, it'll update the contact to have that birthday in there.
So I need to have the settings set up in my system. So take me through that again. So
yeah, so you'll go into forms, and then you'll just go to this little gear setting here. And this is how you can decide if you want a form to create a card.
is that do I have to do that for every contact, or that's going to do it for
every
all of them?
form? Every form you'll have to do this. Not every single form when you're like sending it out, just all of these here, you'd have to go in and just change the settings. Because some forms you don't want them to create a deal card, right? Or you don't want them to integrate with PL Reader. So it's per form. But once you've done it for the form, then every time it goes out, it'll automatically do it for you. So if you sent this form to 10 people, you would just set it up the one time, and then you'd be good to go.
Okay, so in forms, when I go into mine, I have no forms in there. There's nothing in there.
So you'd have to start. So you just click build new form, and then you can just start from one of our templates. Because the intake form is under the assumption that they already have a deal card and a contact, because you're sending it from within the deal card, right? But if you were just sending this form out, maybe you're going to put it on your website.
No, I'm talking about when, let's just say I have I'm generating a lead. I think you understand.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you would use one of these. So depending on, and you can always build your own. You can start from blank, like a blank form. I recommend starting with one of our templates. You would just click use template here, and you would add your logo, change anything that you need to be changed, and then you would save it. So let me just say I don't want the second address. Then I'd click save here. I'll go to save, and then let me go back into forms. And now that's that form we just made. And now I'll turn on these settings.
Okay. But what about, I am using a form, but it's the form that's already in the deal card. So it's just the intake form.
Yes. So then that will automatically, it won't create a card because you already have a card, but it will update the contact info if they change their name, birthday, email, and phone will be updated.
Okay. I think I need to have a meeting with you on that. We need to explore that more. I don't want to waste everybody's time on that. So, okay.
Yeah, forms is a pretty big module. So,
okay. Can you take me through again on how to change the name on a deal board, on a stage of a deal board?
So you'll just go into Pipeline Manager. Make sure you're logged in as an admin.
Yep.
You'll go here. You'll click Edit. And then you'll go to the fifth stage. And then here you can just click in here and change it. And then you'll just click this. If you want to add a stage, you can do that. If you want to remove a stage, and then you can do it here as well.
Okay, pipeline manager,
Mhm.
deal board, click on it, and then edit. Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I just discovered this morning, I created a deal card last night, and then my SMS texts are not going into, if I'm outside of I'm in Ring Central, I'm communicating with a prospect, they're in a deal card. If I go to my messages, all the messages, if I click on messages inside of
Deal card?
InsuredMine, they're all there.
Yes.
But the messages with the exact number of the deal card that I'm dealing in, those SMS texts are not inside of that deal card, or they're not on the contact at all.
They're only showing up if you're texting from inside of our system. So if you're just texting on the Ring Central screen, they're not going to show up here.
Okay, I'm
texting from inside of InsuredMine.
I am not texting from inside of InsuredMine in one of my original. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. Okay, I'll look into that some more. I thought that might be the case, but why are the texts that I'm not texting inside of InsuredMine, all the texts are showing up inside of InsuredMine?
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Oh.
I can show you on the screen.
Yeah, I didn't think that we were having that integration show up. So that's why, yeah, if you could, we'll take a look.
Okay, so here's my screen. I'm actually on the, okay, so here's all my text. Okay, and these are all texts that I just did outside of InsuredMine.
Okay.
So, okay, now this one here, okay, she texted me outside of that. I'm positive. This morning, this is the one that I was going back and forth with this morning. So this is a new contact that I have. And that's this guy right here, Dave Gonzalez. So I go into here. Okay. And then if I look at events.
And then, scroll down.
See, and then if I click on SMS, that's the only one that was in there.
Oh, okay.
That's from an automation. So then if I go over to Pipeline Manager, and then I have them over here, and none of the SMS texts are there.
Yeah. So the texts, so I know why they don't show up here. So you have to text from inside of this deal card in order for them to be mapped to this deal card. So right here, you'd have to click SMS.
Yep.
But I'm not sure why all of
them. Then again, everything, the name,
Mm-hmm.
all my prospects, this is a client. Let's see what happens here. So, I mean, she's showing up inside of there.
Yeah, but I don't know why they're not showing up in her contact 360 because they should be all there as well.
Right.
So I would put in a ticket to support and just let them know that your texts are not being mapped to the contact 360. And then they'll take a look. There's some errors getting thrown in the code why they're not being pulled.
Yeah. Because then every once in a while they will show up.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like documents too. I mean, sometimes all the documents will pull over from now certs, and then sometimes they don't. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just
support.
Now, where am I put? Just go down to the support, right?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. Awesome. It's like old times, Amanda. Thanks so much.
Of course. I love all your questions.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
See ya.
All righty. What other questions do we have? Anything else?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Hey, so we were looking at, so we're really new, so I'm sorry, this might be a really entry level question. So we're coming from Pipe Drive, And so we are trying to figure out a way to add a note to a contact.
Okay.
I see how to do it within the deal, but within a contact, I don't know if that was an option.
Yeah,
Or if it was.
so I can show you that. So we'll go into contacts. And it is actually a little hidden. So you'll go into the contact itself, and then you'll go to events right here. And then you can just click add note.
Okay.
So contact, I went a little fast, contacts, and then you'll click on the contact itself.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I was like, man, I think I'm overlooking that. I thought
Yeah,
maybe
no. It's events. It's weirdly worded. And then you'll just click events, and then you'll click add note, and then you can add it from here.
Okay. Perfect.
Mhm.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. All righty. What other questions? Amy, anything?
Hey, Amanda, this is Denise.
Oh, hi, Denise. How's it going?
Hey, it's going well, thank you.
Mhm.
So I was wondering, does InsuredMine integrate with any lead vendors like EverQuote, All Web Leads, or anybody like that to get the leads to come in automatically?
Yes, you can with some using Zapier. So what?
Okay. So
yeah.
then we will have to kind of set it up, or would it, or is there something? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No. So we have one of our developers. He's really great with Zapier. So you can always put in a ticket to support to ask to see if whatever lead source you're talking about is compatible with Zapier and our system, and then they can help you back and set that up.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. And then my second question is, when I put in some lead sources, I don't know, I'm kind of crazy. I like mine to be in alphabetical order, but I guess when I wanted to like move them around, to put them in alpha order, but they're in there just as the way that I put them in. I'm not able to drag and drop them.
Okay, and so that's
So like I put some in, so like I put some in and then someone else put some in, and now I can't drag and drop to make them alpha order.
in lead source you were saying?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think we just have them listed as a number. I can put that in as a feature request.
Okay.
And we'll see.
All right, great.
Yeah,
because then when like when our users go to look for the lead source, they may have to go all the way, down the list to look for something in particular.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me talk to the developers about that and see what we can do.
Okay. All right, great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All righty. What other questions do we have? Anything else?
I've got one. So we're working on our different pipelines. Is that going to be separated from reports if we have like a retention pipeline and would we, I guess, win a deal whenever we get that finished? I don't want to skew our data for our new business sales.
Yeah. So actually when you're in Pipeline Manager, or when you're logged in as an admin in Pipeline Manager, under your settings here, and then you'll go to settings again. This is where under, where is it? Make sure that I'm grabbing this right. So first you can have the notifications here. Also, let me make sure that I'm, okay. For the pipeline leaderboard, you can select which boards you want to be included in your like analytics and stuff here.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. All righty. What other questions? Anything else? All right. Well, if not, then we will wrap up. And
I apologize. And maybe I could set up a meeting with someone. I wanted to get some information on the app and setting that up for agency and how how that'll work, what they can see, and all that. Would that be a future
We
call?
actually have
Or
a ton of literature around that, and I'd be more than happy to do a training as well. But if you just go into our knowledge base, go here to support, scroll down, go to knowledge base, and just type in mobile app. So we do have a ton of articles around it. But we can, of course, if you want to email me, we can get something scheduled, or with the other trainers as well. It's up to you. But I recommend looking at this a little bit too, so it's not overwhelming at first.
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All righty. All right, well, if we have no other questions, then we can go ahead and wrap up, and then I will see everybody here tomorrow. All right, guys, have a good one. Bye.
Thank you.
Mhm.